I could look any way I want to. You know?
Okay.
But yeah, can y'all give her balloon back though?
She don't want it.
Yeah, do you want your balloon back, Queen? We're not talking to you, sweetheart.
Okay.
You I already let you know.
Welcome back to Ran-DomU University. Tonight, I am going to be reacting to a video, or basically just one clip. Now, the whole thing is a lot longer than just this 9-minute clip that I'm going to be going through. It's the balloon popping show here on YouTube. If you are somebody who is single like I am, once again, like, share, and subscribe before I continue any further. But either way, if you're single like I am, then you find some of these dating shows to be pretty fascinating, just to be like, you know what, is it just me, or is it really that difficult out there to find a woman to get on a date with? Or I guess vice versa. If you're a woman, is it that difficult to find a man? So yeah, it is tough out there in these streets, but sometimes you look at the competition, or you look at who's out there in the market, in the pool or the sea, and you're just like, damn, you know what, I will pass. But this one was a very viral clip that was going around. I saw Poetic Flacco decide he was going to make a video on it earlier, and I was like, you know what, I forgot I was going to do content on that. So here we are.
Creep on in, on in, on in.
Now, just in case you're not familiar with the format of this show, this is set up to be basically a 20v1, 100v1, where actually this is more or less a 10v1, where you have 10 women line up and they're going against one man, or you have 10 men and they're going to line up and make their choices against one woman, where one individual summons up the courage for the whole entire internet to judge and see, where yes, their belt is vulnerable as you can possibly be on this platform, where yeah, people decide they're going to pop a balloon if they're interested in you or not, and it can get very petty, whether it's based on looks, something you say, the clothes you wear, the shoes, the socks, whatever they call, or your drip or your swag. It just doesn't matter. It's a lot of different concepts. I've watched quite a few of these episodes, and well, you know, I haven't tuned into it in a while because, well, I kind of forgot, and there's a lot of other viral content out there. So I just, you know, lost my way. But either way, that's the concept of the show if you've never seen it.
Okay, let's go ahead and bring out our next single guy.
Now, I thought Flacco was kind of trolling when he was talking about how long of a pause this was. This was a rather long pause. Like, what's taking him so long to get out there? Are you not in the back? I mean, what's up?
Hello, welcome.
Okay. That's usually the most disrespectful thing you can possibly do on this show, is pop a balloon before a person even plants their feet and submits themselves out here on this platform. I mean, really, he hasn't even made it up to the microphone and they're already popping balloons. At that point in time, usually the person who's walking up is already highly disrespected and thus is going to have a tad bit of an attitude.
I'll have you hold this. All right, if we can have your name.
My name's Aaron.
Aaron, how old are you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm 29.
29, okay,
Yes.
and what do you do?
I'm a licensed plumber.
So listen, he has a very good job. I don't care what anybody says. Look, I'll clean the hell out of some toilets if it's going to pay me the money that they're getting paid. Only problem is I'm already a little bit behind the 8 ball, and it takes a minute to get some of those certifications. So I'm working on some different certifications now.
Okay, very cool.
Yes.
And now, what do you look for in a woman?
I look for a woman that's not promiscuous
Okay, so he don't like hoes.
and has a career going for herself.
Independent woman who's not a hoe.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Deal breaker, being promiscuous, not cleanly.
Okay, so he's big on that not being a 304 type of deal. Like, do not be sleeping around. He ain't hollering at you. And clean your crap. Don't have a dirty car or a dirty living room or a dirty kitchen. Just don't be dirty. Wash your ass.
Don't have a career, nothing really going for yourself.
Okay. All right. So we did get a pop balloon. Let's go
Okay.
ahead and go on over there and see what's going on.
Yes.
Now they're about to view the one woman who's popped her balloon already. So I guess this will be interesting considering she popped it before he can even, plant his feet. And I mean, I think his standards so far are pretty reasonable. Though I ain't gonna lie, looking at this guy, I can't help but notice his build. He's got one of those ogre from those RPG builds. Not in a bad way. I don't want to bash the guy. This dude looks like he would probably stomp me out like a cigarette butt. But just saying, he's got that swole archetype where he's got them really huge arms. His legs don't seem to be quite there. It's a little stumpy there. But this dude looks like he's very powerful up top. But he also has one of those heads of people that I've met And he has that look in his eye, like when he's gazing and stuff, like, you know what, I might snap at any moment. Very loose cannon type. I've never seen a person who looks like him. And man, this is true. All judgment. Feel free to judge me on this, but these types of guys very rarely stay composed.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to say the pop in the balloon popper. Got you. For me, it just did not work. I didn't feel like I had chemistry or wasn't fully attracted to you. And I feel like that counts if we are going to be going through a dating show, you know?
Okay, listen, I get the whole not being attracted part, but how are you going to say we don't have chemistry? He just walked up. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, they say this on many of these shows where, like, I just don't feel like we had any chemistry. You can't have chemistry if you've never talked to the man. How are you supposed to have chemistry? I'm just trying to figure out how you add up and make that potion. May I add, these are a nice, list of women here. Like, this panel that they brought on is pretty top notch. Normally, it ain't this many bad women on the panel. I'm just saying, I'm sorry, but not every show they have this many pretty women. Now, this is the last guy on this show, so I need to actually go back and see who was already taken, because maybe it was a little different earlier. But if this is what's left, I mean, my goodness, there's got to be something incredibly wrong with some of these women.
Yes, the feeling is definitely mutual.
Yo. I can see why this went viral already.
So, that's okay. Thank you. You did me a favor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have a great day.
Thank you, Queen. You too.
Okay, well, let's go ahead. All right, we got to pop over here.
I'm shocked it was only one balloon that popped after that. Usually when somebody says something that petty, especially the guys, if the guys come out and they're usually that petty, balloons start popping all over the place. It's like the 4th of July. It's bad.
If we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
Hi, my name is Tara. I'm 22.
Okay, and why did we end up popping our balloon?
The comment you made didn't really. I like a more humble person. That's the one that responds. So defensive-ish. Yeah, that's really it.
Okay, fair enough. I get her reasoning. But I really want to know why this other person decided to pop right then. That's always the most curious part. I get, like, you're thinking in the background, like, do I really want to be with this guy, or do I really want to be with this chick? I mean, am I just going to go ahead and write them off? And yeah, I get it to an extent, but also, like, were you influenced by the fact of what she just said? And it's like, oh yeah, that is what I thought about. Makes me think you can't really think for yourself sometimes.
I didn't really necessarily like
That's
how you
fine.
responded.
Hey, I could just,
Yeah.
all I can do is be honest.
I mean, yeah, be honest, be your
I came
authentic
over here
self. That's okay.
To find a match
Sure.
that wasn't matching. That's
Sure, I
all,
mean,
Queen.
I 100% understand.
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
Sure.
Okay. And now is she someone that's your type?
She all right.
Okay, this dude's being petty. He's being petty. Now, I watched some of the shows where the men were very cordial. They were very manly, masculine, tough in their frame, where, you know what, they didn't take insults so personally. And if they did a really great job of internalizing it. This man has got it all on the outward. It is projecting all over the place here. Yeah.
You're not really my type. I don't mean to be disrespectful.
No disrespect.
But if I seen you in public, I wouldn't reach out to you.
Totally fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, that last statement was extra petty. If I saw you out in public, I wouldn't reach out. All you had to do was say, look, you're just not my type. Move along. He's adding in a lot more salt. Like, he's sprinkling that in there.
And we did get a pop balloon over here. Your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
I'm Lex, and I'm 23, and I popped my balloon because I feel like you could be a tad bit disrespectful. Like, how you, like, I don't know, arrogant.
She's going to have to learn to formulate her thoughts and opinions a little bit more. But at 23, I mean, I ain't going to lie, she bad. I mean, this girl is looking fine in this black dress. Now, she probably a tad bit too young for me, But, look, she's an adult. So, look, she can come over to Ran-DomU University. Just saying. Like, hot damn. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see if he says that she is not his type. Because, I mean, they ain't that far apart in age. I mean, 6 years, yeah, a little lengthy, but it's not the craziest margin.
It's not what you say. This is what I mean by what I said. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yes.
You could have rephrased a lot of the things that you have been saying to me as well as the other girls differently. But that's all I have to say.
But one thing about me is I'm not going to change who I am
Of course.
to fit somebody else's liking. I'm just going to tell it how it is.
Hey, and look, you know what? I respect it. I do respect the fact that he said, now, I have seen this already once before, but I kind of do need this reminder to go back through and break this down a little bit better. But I mean, homie, I get it. You be your whole authentic self. I just got a feeling that this man's been struggling to date for a while. Now, he probably ain't been struggling to lay the pipe because, you know, women, you know, do like the guys with the muscles and the big, you know, shirts that they ripping up out of, like the Hulk and whatnot, because he looks like he's straight up hulking up out of his shirt right now. Somebody's probably going to find it. There's still a couple balloons out there, so maybe he still has a chance. He had a chance.
If you're not it, that's not it. You know,
Cool.
the one that is it, I'm going to let it be known.
Okay.
You know, for surely, yes.
Respectful.
Now, this next situation, it gets a little testy. And now, when I started seeing some of these other chicks on the panel, some of these girls have been on here a few more times, and I'm thinking, dang, are y'all just that thirsty? Well, I ain't gonna just label them that thirsty. Maybe, you know, it's great to have some repeat guests of the show. That way you can build some camaraderie with some of the women or the men to be like, you know, hey, hopefully this time they find a match. But if you've been on here a couple times and they done lined up the whole panel of people and you ain't found nobody yet, or they ain't selected you, you might start need to doing some deep thinking. Like, look into that mirror and find somewhere deep inside of you and figure out what the hell is wrong. Because something's off.
Your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
Brianna, 26. My eyes are up here, baby. Are you looking at the tattoo?
No, I'm looking at the hair on your arms.
Bruh. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, this part was extremely petty. I'm not really sure if he was looking at her titties or not, but I really doubt that he was looking at the hair on her arms. I really think that he was already fired up, ready to, like, pop off because she popped a balloon. I don't think this is the guy who really takes rejection well. I really don't. I think he acts like it, you know, on the surface, but the fact that he keeps, you know, patronizing him by, you know, thanks, queen. I appreciate that, queen. It's not saying queen in the nice way like I've heard on previous versions of this show or previous episodes. This is one of those where I'm starting to think this guy is just being a dick.
You know, women I deal with, they don't have hair on their arms.
Don't do too much.
Hey, I'm just being honest,
Don't do
queen.
too much.
You know, I don't like that. That's all
Okay.
I was looking at. You trying to say if I'm looking at particular body
You just
parts,
wasn't
but
looking at
that's
my
not
eyes.
what it is.
That's
No, I was
all
looking at the hair on your
Anyways,
arms, queen.
she asked me the question.
Yes.
I can see why she's been a repeat on this show a few times. The attitude's a little bitey. No, I feel her on the fact that, like, hey, I don't think you were looking, you know, above here, or I don't think you were looking much higher. I definitely didn't see you look up to the chin. But I'm starting to think that, you know, she's definitely got a tude problem. And this is probably why she doesn't get along with a lot of guys and why she's getting left out there on the streets, you know, Future style. So, tough. Also, she is, you know, kind of taller than dude. And she did say, I mean, she eventually says that she had some heels on and she's taller and she was kind of being a slight B at that point. But it's like, you know, it doesn't feel like the greatest match physically.
Yeah, I'm in heels and you ain't tall enough.
Okay.
Don't do too much,
Well,
though.
you're not qualified, baby.
Alright,
So that's
cool.
all good.
Let's move on.
The host is like, yeah, let's move on before this gets ugly. Because it does get ugly. It gets apparently so ugly that they just cut at some point in time. I'm not sure when. It's going to be soon, but they just cut clip. It goes from being really loud and boisterous in the room to just everybody chilled out. Like, you know, it didn't calm down that quickly. Also, this man, I forgot to completely, you know, mention the fact that this guy was talking about he wants a woman with no hair on her arms, and quite frankly, they had some pretty high definition cameras. I didn't see the hair on her arms. It must have been very, very light. And I'm sorry. I mean, for me, it's not going to kill me personally. I mean, I don't want you just like, you know, teen wolfing, but just saying a little hair, it is part of, you know, nature. Women used to be much hairier. So he's one of those guys who wants you super clean and snatched. So if you need your snatch clean to be with this type of man, please hit me up, you know, email me. I have friends who work for Snatch where they will clean your cooter right up and make sure you get it nice and waxed where you're as smooth as a brand new countertop. So yeah, if that's what you want, hit me up.
You gonna pop? Okay. Okay. All right. If we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping.
My name is Jacqueline. I'm 25. I popped because I have hair on my arms.
Hey, just because you got hair on your arms, that's okay, though, queen. You look phenomenal, though.
So he clearly created a double standard here where he was like, listen, if you make it above this threshold of attractiveness, I will deal with some hair, which fair enough. I'm not going to hate on that hustle. But it does feel a little dirty in that room full of 5 women that you're going to be like, yeah, you can have hair, you can't. You can have hair, you can't. I mean, quite frankly, look, yeah, I get it. The girl in the pink, whew, yeah, she hot. But just saying, you know, there are other fine women in there. Like, you can make a slight exception. But the other one had a bad attitude problem. So that I get it.
Thank you.
You know, she ain't fit to my liking. She ain't even fit to. Hey, excuse me, Queen.
Also, the look on the host's face is killing me. Like, she's really enjoying the drama here, and she knows it's going to get real salty and peppery very, very soon.
I could look any way I want to. You know?
Okay.
But yeah, can y'all give her balloon back, though?
I don't think it works like that. She popped it, homie. And I don't think you are going to talk her back into this. I've seen people retrieve and take their balloons back. She doesn't take that balloon back. She has made her decision. And he was trying to coerce her back into it. I'm telling you, I don't trust this guy. This is the kind of guy who's unstable. I mean, this is the guy who's a control freak. I'm telling you, when he wants your snatch to be as clean as a bowling ball, I'm telling you that these kind of individuals, they cuckoo. Run far, far, far away from him. You don't want to ever get lost in the woods with this type of guy. He's the kind of guy that makes women choose the bear over the man in the woods. Like that's why this is what it is.
She don't want it.
Yeah, do you want your balloon back, Queen? We're not talking to you, sweetheart.
Okay.
You already been, I already let you know.
And he wants to argue with women a little bit too much. I don't trust it. Any guy who can't hold his frame with a woman to where he has to fight back all the time, like, no, you ain't gonna just say what you want. He got mama problems. There's some issues at home, or at least there were, or his bunghole got touched by somebody that it shouldn't have.
I'm not going to give my balloon back.
Okay.
I really was hoping that he didn't think that she was going to take that balloon back after seeing him fire back all those shots. I just, the fact that any of these chicks had their balloons still out there shocks me. Because I've seen the other shows and some of them were pretty vicious on the balloon popping. They just took that toothpick and they did it real fast and usually for a lot less. So maybe a lot of them are really into the muscles. They like the big, swole types, the ogre type. Maybe that's what they into. Though me and him kind of have a similar shaped head. It's like he's like a super swelled up version of me or something. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
So we do still have 2 balloons.
Yes.
Do we still have 2 balloons?
No.
1 balloon. He has 1 shot left, which is impressive considering his behavior up to this point, isn't it?
I saw you hesitate. That's why I had to ask. So if we can have your name and age and why you ended up popping.
Yes. Now, this girl who looks like a knockoff Halle Berry, she tries to go in on this guy. And I don't think it was necessarily right, but I do also understand her disposition. She was upset by his actions and the way he treated the other women on the platform, which did seem a little bit out of pocket, which did seem like it was a tad bit petty, which it wasn't just a tad bit. It was super petty. And it was also very unmasculine. It was very unsightly and unmanly, if you ask me personally. I'm not a big fan of the fight back, as I've already said, or the big major pushback, or the continuous. Like, it's okay to, throw a little bit of shade and a little bit of bite, but this man was full-blown offended, and he showed it. But she wants to go out here and kind of talk a little funny to him, and it's like, I get it. She's one of those girls who's cute, but she also has like those little fishy eyes where they're a little bit far apart on her head, but she's cute,
But to me, I like my man that's not gonna sit in every girl's face and, complimenting them, So I didn't find that offensive to me, but when they started what was going on, I'm very I don't want to say I'm argumentative, but I don't want my man to argue back with me because then I feel like it's going to always be a problem. That was the only reason why I popped my balloon.
Okay, I thought that was kind of ridiculous. Now, I get why she popped her balloon. I do, 100%. But the fact that she talking about, I don't want a man who's going to argue back and I can just what? So she strikes me as one of those women who's going to be in those relationships where she's constantly just talking raw to the man and he's just supposed to sit there on the couch and be unresponsive. Look like the old beat up, lost puppy dad type of deal where it's just like, what, I'm so over this relationship that, I'm just stuck though. Because if I leave this relationship, I'm already gained 100 pounds. I mean, I'm not going to be able to find anybody for the next couple of years. So I might as well stick this one out and just take these yellings and these lashings from this woman that, quite frankly, I don't want to deal with anymore. Because her attitude makes me want to throw her out of a window. But I'm not going to ever do that because, quite frankly, I got too fat now. But just saying, that's the vibe I'm getting from that.
Because I was just like, dang. But then with me, you kind of got a little bit catty with me. You a little sassy just a little bit. And since you want to come at everybody over here, I'm going to get at you too. You kind of look like a Ninja Turtle. You're not that cute.
That's when things started to go south. She said that this man looked like a Ninja Turtle live on this show. Now, me with the ogre comment, mean. But this is just in retrospect. Like, I've already admitted, dude would pop my head literally like, Justin Bieber on South Park. I mean, it's an ugly, unsightly scene that he would do to me. Because look, I know my battles. I would probably talk raw to him because I don't back down from anybody. But I ain't fighting this man. But, then again, I could probably take him. I mean, he doesn't have any legs. I'd probably just kick out one of those legs if he wanted to get bit, $2. Topple over like a tree type of deal.
You need to relax. You stocky as hell. And I was trying to be respectful, but like you was really coming out like I didn't like it. I'm from the South and I can handle like a lot of criticism and stuff like that, but the way you was coming, you just ain't like you got it all like that. And I guarantee you probably got a roommate at home and it's just not giving anymore.
Yeah.
Pretty Woman in the Red, like from the movie Pretty Woman, that's what she kind of gives me the vibe of, like the black Julia Roberts here. I mean, look, she's sexy, but I'm just saying, the attitude though, she needs to stop. Just stop. She should have just stopped. She should have stopped clapping on Egg. And I get it, you want a Yas queen and all that, but it's just, this ain't the moment. You ain't making this any better. But I mean, what? It's not like he gonna just choke her up on the show. So. Who knows? One of these days it might happen.
Well, let me say this, Queen. I'm a licensed plumber.
I do real estate and property management.
I live downtown.
So what you doing?
I live
Nothing compared to
downtown.
me.
I stay by myself, Queen. And you're not even qualified to be even
You
dealing
say
with
everybody
me.
not qualified.
You definitely not.
Now, this is true. Basically, every woman isn't qualified. He had made up his mind from the get-go that the only two women he wanted to talk to was the first two women that were on set, in the black and in the pink. And look, I get it. They fine. But I mean, to eliminate the rest of them, I didn't think the look, disparity was that great. Thought it was pretty close to even across the board here. So, but I don't know. I don't trust this guy. I didn't the first time I saw this.
If anything, it was one of these two. I wasn't even looking your way. You
And
ain't
the one
my
that you
type.
wanted popped
If I
up
seen, that's fine.
So what?
That's totally fine.
Okay.
But one thing about me, I could pull 100,000 on the bank. Can you do the same?
Get this
you
man
can't
off
do
camera.
that. You can't do that though, baby.
Okay, I'm with her. At this point in time, I was with her. I was like, listen, get this man out of the face. I mean, man, this dude need to go sit down somewhere. I can go pull $100,000 out. Then why are you here? You can go pull all this money up out of the bank account. Why are you on this show, homie? You got to be doing this for clout at some point in time. If you got this much money, you a scammer. He's scamming folks. He ain't cleaning no toilets. This dude cleaning pipes. Different types of pipes. Probably doing it on OnlyFans, as far as I'm concerned. This dude's probably doing some questionable behavior on the side if he really can pull that kind of money out. I don't believe it. This dude is all caps. Actually, he's got a whole, rack full of caps. That's as far as I can go with this guy. Like, when he's talking about pulling out all this money, he's lying. He ain't got that kind of cash flow. I wonder what kind of ride he got out there. If he got the company van out there, is that what he pulled up in? He ain't got no 100 racks. Not saying that he's going to be flaunting that money out there like that, but based on his outfit, homie's going to have a nice ride. Just saying. I don't believe this, man. He ain't pulling out no 100 racks like that. There just ain't no way. It's cap. He's lying. I don't trust it. I don't trust anybody who starts talking about their money, how big they are, how strong they are, or whatever. None of that. He sounds just like Brandon Jamal, the guy we just ripped apart on my last video. Him. That's who he sounds like.
Yeah, in a real way. You can't do that though, Queen.
That was the point where this video just got cut. If you notice, like, it went from really loud to just quiet because apparently something foul got said. I wish I could really figure out what was said, but I bet you it was highly entertaining, and I bet you it went way over the top, like way over the top, which also made me like very shocked that there was still a balloon still there after this was over with. So this chick had to be pretty damn thirsty at this point. It's the last guy on the show, and she didn't want to leave without a man. That's what it feels like. Like that's the only thing I can think of.
All right. If we can have your name and age.
Hi, I'm Esther. I'm 23.
Okay. And Esther, you still have your balloon unpopped. Why so?
Are you done?
Oh, yeah, I'm done with the rest of that,
Okay. Okay, now we can talk, right?
in a real way.
Okay.
Now, after observing this on a second try, I got this feeling that she was approaching this from a weird point of view. Like, you know, are you done tripping? Because, I mean, quite frankly, you were out of pocket with these other women. Now, she says she's a strong believer in God. She's out here, you know, she's, you know, Captain, you know, save an asshole. That's what she's on, that's not a journey you ever succeed at. Like, at 23, she should have learned that in high school. You can't change the douchebag. Like, you can't take the douche out of the bag. Once it's like that, it's there. I mean, I'm sorry. Once the turd is in the sandwich, that sandwich is shit. Like, you ain't gonna be able to wipe that off the bread. I'm sorry. It's just in the lettuce, in the tomatoes, whatever the condiments are, it's finished. You're gonna have to get a whole new sandwich. You're just gonna have to start over from scratch. Like that, there's no way you can fix this. But you know, that's what she's gonna attempt to do, I guess, in this relationship because, well, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it. She just, you know, she decides yes. She says yes. We can go out. But I do want to show you the other part of the clip.
What do you look for? What are you looking for?
A woman, like I said, that's not going to be promiscuous.
Okay, and it was like, look, man, I know you're young, and which is a common theme on the show. There's a lot of young women and a lot of older guys. Not old guys, but older, you know, much older than the women usually. Like, there's usually a sort of like the pay gap that everybody keeps saying exists between men and women. That doesn't quite exist like people think it does, but there's a big age disparity gap here with the men and the women. Like that's real. So, and I mean, he said it. Don't be a 304. Be an independent woman and have your snatch clean. That's pretty much what he was talking about. Don't have no hair on those arms either. Yeah, I mean, you better be smooth.
A woman that's going to be consistent. A woman that has a career and things going for herself. Because I had the same thing going for myself.
Okay.
You know, as well. I don't need a woman to give me her money or anything. I'm just looking for devotion.
Now, people who were thinking that he's being hypocritical in that statement, he's not. What he is saying that I don't need your money, but I do want you to have your own money. Because quite frankly, I'm just saying, look, I don't want no incompetent woman like all these idiots in red pill space be talking about. Like, you need a submissive, you know, worthless woman who has no skills, ain't never had sex, ain't never done anything in life, where they just the most botted up drones that are just sucked of all their life and any type of energy that will give you any type of experiences that are worth a damn. That ain't me. I'm sorry. I've been around women who done stuff my whole life. Like, I need somebody who's capable. Like, can you cook? Yeah, I mean, that's great. Basic skills. I mean, if you can cook and clean, okay, congratulations. Who can't? Which, sadly, there are plenty that can't nowadays. But just saying, I ain't into that all necessarily. I can cook every now and then. I need your ass to take your butt to work every now and then and go do something that's worth a flip. Like, I need you to be competent enough to be like, I don't need you to call me if you have a flat tire and I can't get to you. Call AAA. You should be able to figure that out. Call your insurance company if you had an accident, fender bender. You should call me to make sure that you're okay. Don't tell me that you don't know what to do now. Like, what is that? Especially if you're like 23 years old. You're an adult. Figure some stuff out. Get your act together.
And some loyalty, that's all. And some honesty.
Do you believe in God?
Oh, certainly. Yes, ma'am. I'm a God-fearing man. I practice monotheism.
Okay, when this man started talking about religion, I was like, I guarantee you this man is Muslim, believes in having like 26 wives, or he's Mormon or something like that, and he believes in having 30 wives, a harem of women, whatever it is. They all need to be cleaned up, ready to go. Like homie had all those women off in the woods somewhere that's now getting up on trial because they were like, oh, you're running a cult. That's kind of the behavior I'm getting from this guy. That's the vibe I'm getting. I don't trust this guy at all.
You know, I won't tell you what I identify as religion-wise, but we can get to that at a later date and time, if you choose to leave here with me.
Okay. Do you know the Bible says that love is kind?
Yes, certainly.
Are you here for love, or are you here to just insult
I'm trying to create a family, okay. That's what I aspire to do.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And I believe him when he says that he's there to create a family. But I'm not sure if he's necessarily meaning that he wants to take care of that family, or if, he wants that to be with one woman. I just think he wants to get underneath that dress and get to work and get busy. Based on the reaction that I see here in a few moments, yeah, I feel like I'm onto something there.
All right.
You're good?
Sure, we're good.
Oh, okay. All right. Any questions for her?
No, not at all.
Oh. Do you have any kids?
No, I don't.
Do you want kids?
I do. You gonna give me some? Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 29. How old are you?
23.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, upon second observation, again, I believe this woman has gotten played a number of times by numerous men on countless occasions because she's just too kind. I think she's one of those women who's consistently trying to rebuild homes and renovate projects, like, you know, different types of guys who are broken at the foundation, all sorts of mama daddy issues at home, more than likely insecure about a whole bunch of different things. I feel like she's gotten duped many a times, and it wouldn't be the first pretty girl that happened to. It's happened to many. It happens all the time. It happens to guys too, but just saying, like, she strikes me as that kind of girl who's willing to play the field again, which is great. Glad you're out there. But, you know, play it safe sometimes. Don't just take any project. When there's red flags, and boy, there are definitely red flags here. I really think that she should have paid attention to those.
You know, we might as well get up out of here right now.
All right, well, let's step on over here. Let's step that way real quick for me. Step that way.
Okay.
All right, so it seems like there's a little vibe here. So is it going to be a yes for you for him?
God says save souls, so yeah.
That answer wouldn't have been the answer I was looking for. That didn't feel all in, so to speak. That felt like she was kind of trying to dance around that a little bit. Like, God says save souls. Well, it sounds like she's saying that your soul needs to be saved. And he doesn't strike me as one who believes that his soul needs to be saved. I think he believes he's in a good place. He got his money. He's got his job. He's got his muscles and his tats. And he's got his veins in his head. And he is ready to rock. And he's ready to get in that dress. That's what I believe.
Oh, and is it a yes for you
It's
for her?
going to be a hell yes for me.
Okay, we got a match.
Yeah, he won in that dress. And based on the way she said that, she was shocked. She was super shocked by the fact that she said yes and there's a match. Like, oh my God, wait, for reals? This man got a match? After all the guys I done seen get booted up off of this platform, get walked up out of here alone? This man... All right. You know, I mean, that's what she's like. Okay. And the women afterwards, like, I got to show you the pan to these women. They are just shocked. They're just like, ooh, like, she really chose this guy. Like, good luck. Like, yay. Real sad golf clap, like the Addams Family type of golf clap. I mean, it's bad. Like, they are, I think they're mostly in fear of what's going to happen to her next. Like, if she goes and good luck, baby. Good luck out there.
All right, let me take this mic and y'all can go on off. Okay.
So yeah, that's the video. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed today's content. Boy, that was an interesting one. You know what? I kind of like these. I've been wanting to, like, do a deep dive on one of these full-blown episodes, but man, I feel like that's going to take me a while because, man, I just can't help but talk way too damn much. I'm going to get that figured out and find a way to trim myself down like I need to trim some of these videos down. But if you like the video, hit that button. Hit the bell. Because my videos just be disappearing from the algorithm altogether from many of my subscribers, which is really unfortunate because I love my subscribers who love to comment on quite a few of my videos, and they just vanish sometimes, and they're like, well, I haven't got your videos in a really long time, unless somehow I'm bashing Fresh and Fit, which, boy, I'm always killing Fresh and Fit. Boy, them guys are thirsty now. They're out there just dying out there for some money. They're out there. I think they created their own platform so they can go ahead and rip people off for more money. Pay $35 a month so you can listen to Myron and Fresh lie to you on a continuous basis and just try to steal even more of your money since they can't get any more super chats. And quite frankly, they're poor and they can't make any money on Rumble. So please sign up to Castle Club where you're going to pay us a nice whopping $35 a month to listen to us talk crap to 304s. What? Why?